Hello. And I'm really excited. So we are doing day 84, and I'm not doing them in day by day anymore because I am actually doing a lot of lives on Facebook. But this was a live that I did a couple days ago, and the concept continues to permeate within me, and I think that this is one for YouTube, one for my own university. So I am Antique Alicia. If you've never seen these before, I am the CEO and founder of Your Own University. I'm a speaker and coach, and I absolutely love all things personal development. And this is really reflections, these videos are reflections of my own university and things that come up. And as things come up for us in our daily lives, it's where we're supposed to pay attention, where we're supposed to listen to how the ebb and flow of our life is going and flow downstream, as so many people say. And so the other day, I just went through 3 of the most intense days every year for me. It's leading up to my birthday. It's the day that my best friend passed in the World Trade Center, and then the day that my first daughter was born, and then my birthday is boom, 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 1, 2, 3. And I absolutely, positively woke up the next day after having tons of energy, releasing a lot, processing a lot, and then really on my birthday I had a ton of energy. The next day I woke up and I felt like I needed to let it all sink in. And I did a live on this time of integration that we require after processing, after birthing an idea, and how important that is. And it really resonated with a whole bunch of people. So I'm just going to repeat basically the juice of it for you, because this has been really important. I am definitely type A personality. I'm definitely, some people would have called me a workaholic. I have the same goal, and I keep striving and striving and striving for it. But now I live a really balanced life of play and fun and work and trust. And I don't do that because I don't need more, money or more stuff, right? I balance my life not because it's easy to balance my life, but because it's required to live healthy and happy and truly abundant, which is in connection, which is in love. So here it is. So you have an idea. You have this inspiration of something to do, and it's like it comes down, right? Those big ideas, those your project ideas, the you purpose, right? The idea comes into your head and it kind of seeps around, and then you start getting visions of it and ideas and how it would work and how you can put it together, and you rock that out, and then you start talking to your friends about it, and it comes through your voice, and then it comes into your heart and you fall in love with it, and it starts becoming an action, right? And you put it into action and it becomes your own, and eventually you birth it. Now, I think most people get that process. You birth it, and then the problem is when we birth things, so often we're like, why doesn't it work? Why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? It's because you keep picking at it. You keep, like, it's out, right? It's out, and then you start poking at it and fixing it and tweaking it, and we can call it perfectionism, you can call it whatever you want, but you start doing this and you don't actually let it go out in its own, right? So there's this last phase of letting it go. Well, as a mother, I realized that there's a phase in between that let go phase and birthing. There's a phase where you're not really messing with it. It's perfect, it's divine, it's your baby, it's done, right? It's done, it's baked, it's done. So you have that doneness. But you know, this is the analogy that just came to mind. It may work or it may absolutely not work, but here it goes. So you bake bread, right? You have bread. You have this idea of bread. Okay, what do you need? You gather the ingredients, you mix it all together, and you put it in the pan, you bake the bread. That's the birthing, right? And you bake the bread, you pull it out, and you sit it down on the counter. It's sitting there. And it's bread. It's done. If you start poking at the bread, if you put more flour on the bread or more dough on the bread, it will ruin what's already done. So you don't want to go in and tweak it and make it better. Like there has to be a segment in your brain where it's done, right? Where the work is done. And knowing what done is really, really important. But there's still some integration work before you can actually eat the bread. So you have your loaf, you flip it over, you let it cool, right? It cools, the outside hardens a little bit, but just enough. And then you slice it, right? And then you butter it, or you put whatever toppings on it that you really, really desire to put on it to make it alive, right? And then you sit back and you enjoy and you allow it to come for you. You allow yourself to enjoy it, to receive it, to reap the benefits, the nutrients of your bread by eating it, by receiving it. But before you do that, you have to quit cutting it. You can't eat it and cut it at the same time and really enjoy it. I mean, you could, but it's much better if you actually sit back and you're like, oh yeah, like this is hot bread right out of the oven. I'm making myself really want to go and cook some bread. It's been a long time. It's one of those things I gave up with the divorce. Maybe that bread maker will be used again today. On a side note. So here's the deal. If you have been putting out something into the world and just loving something, right? You've birthed it already. Quit poking at it. Allow it to do its work. Maybe you have to get in there and share it or give it to an agency to market or do something. Maybe you have to do something. Maybe you have to cut the slices, right? But then it's time to sit back and enjoy it, receive it, take it in, eat it up. Say yes to what you've accomplished, yes to what you've done. And that is my lesson in my own university. And oftentimes that piece is the most challenging, especially if it's your baby. And you have to let it take on a life of its own and do its own thing, like the bread does when it goes into your system and it becomes your nutrients, right? Really cool, really cool. Anyway, I love you guys. This is day 84 of my own university. If you would like a walk through your own university, daily tips in nourishing your 6 personal power zones, knowing where to start and how to build the life of your dreams, join the membership at your own university. It's called You Matter, because you do. And it is $14.95 a month, and it is, our gift to you. And it was a lot of work for me, and now it's taking on a life of its own, and you are more than welcome to benefit and drink in those nutrients from that course. Talk to you soon. Bye.